Hi everyone, my name is Andrea and I'm with LuLaRoe by Andrea Davis, and I'm here to show you different ways to style some of our fabulous, flexible, wonderful clothing. So, sometimes I find that some of my customers have issues. Maybe they don't like how their tummy looks in a particular dress, or maybe they want just a new look, a different look. Oh, I want to wear this dress with leggings, but you can hardly see it. The dress is so long. Or I would love it if this dress could come in just a little bit around my bust line or my waistline. So I'm going to show you some great ways that you can change your look using some magical little rubber bands. Okay, these are my favorite. They're the little tiny goody hair bands. They're called ouchless. They're called ouchless rubber bands. And also I use these. You can use really small ones. This one's a pretty small one, or you can use a larger one. You'll just have to fold it over a couple more times. So let me show you what we're talking about. Okay, so first of all, here I am wearing a Carly dress, all right, over top of a Julia dress. Okay, so this is a sheath dress, and I love this pattern on pattern, especially, stripes are really a neutral, and I love how the dress peeks out from underneath my Carly. And one way I help do that is I have tied a knot right here under the bust line, and it creates this adorable little waterfall effect. This is really fabulous on our maxi skirts. So everything that I show you here, you can adapt to our maxis, to several of our dresses, to a lot of our skirts, and even our Irma tunic tops. Okay, almost anything that you get from LuLaRoe, you can adapt in this way. So I'm going to show you how I did this. Okay, so I have this cute little knot, but it didn't start out as a cute little knot. I want you to see that. This is the way the knot started out. Basically, I just made a tail. And I took this size rubber band, hair elastic, and you're going to pull out a tail. So I want to get this little, I like this little ruching effect across the tummy. And I also like that it pulls it in a little bit under the bust line so it's more attractive. So I have this tail. You have several options you can do with this tail to make it look a little nicer. I'll show you. The first one is to just roll it into a knot. So basically, I just start folding it over and kind of turning inside out. You see how I'm doing that with my fingers? So I fold it, and then I'm poking it in with my fingers and kind of inside out like this and tucking it in, and then you get this cute little knot. Okay, so from the side, one more time. Here we are with a big tail, and I'm going to start folding. See, I poke it in like this, and then I might even do that one more time until it gets to be the size of knot that I like. So you just keep kind of pushing your fingers up and folding it, tucking it at the same time, and you get this cute little knot. Okay, so that's one way. The next way I'm going to show you on an Anna dress. So this is an Anna maxi dress. These are amazing and fabulous. This one is one of those super stretchy fabrics, and I love this neutral color, but it might be a little long for some ladies because it is so tall. So, or if you have any bit of a tummy like I do, there's some really cute ways to ruche it and create kind of a sunburst effect using the fabric to kind of disguise it a little bit or just make it look really nice. So you have a few ways to do this. I'm going to show you the first one. And the way I like to do it is I take a big bunch of fabric and I'm going to pull it under the bust, but I want to pull more from the skirt than I do from the bust, because otherwise you wind up with this thing going on, and that's nobody likes that. That doesn't look so great. So you can make a pretty big tail if you want to, or not, but you see how you get this sunburst effect. Okay, so this it elongates the waist a little bit and helps disguise any problem tummy areas. Okay, so here you go. I'm using the black hair tie. It's a really good idea to use one that kind of blends in with your fabric, but you don't have to, because I'll show you why. If you can get a white one or something that blends, that's kind of nice. All right, so here I have that tail, and you saw me do that before. But what I'm going to do differently now is to make a flower. So one way to do a flower that's super quick and easy is I made that tail, and now you spend a little time playing with it, and you want to flatten out the top. Okay, do you see that, how I've kind of flattened it? It kind of looks like a chef's hat. It's kind of flower shaped right now. All right, so you flatten out the top, and then you're going to take your thumb and you're going to poke the center right back through just a little bit. See how my thumb is in there? I push the fabric from the middle of the flower back through so that it holds it. Okay, and then you get this cute little flower. And then you get this really nice waterfall effect going all the way down, okay? And you get this ruching across the tummy. Now, I would probably do this 3 times. I only did this hairband with two twists. I would do it probably 3 so it'll hold all day long, okay? So let's do it one more time. So I'm gonna make a big old tail. I'm gonna make a bigger flower so it's easier for you to see this time. Hopefully you can see this. All right, so this time I did it 3 times around so it would hold it really well. I'm going to move this up closer so you can watch me do it. Okay, there we are. So I have a pretty good sized tail. You see that ruching that's going on across the tummy right now? It's kind of cute, right? Okay. And then I'm going to flatten the top like I showed you. So you just kind of stretch it out just a little bit like this so that you make kind of a flower like that. So it's kind of a nice flower shape right now. And then I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to hold the back and poke just a little bit of that fabric right back through the center, if I can get it in, because it's a pretty tight rubber band. And you just poke the center right back in and you make a little flower, just like that. And you get the cute little waterfall effect, okay? You can do this anywhere. You don't have to just do it here under the bust. You can do it around the knee. It's super cute around the knee, right around here with that waterfall effect. You can do it on the back. You can do it right under the bust. There's lots and lots of ways to make these little flowers, okay? So you don't have to do it right there. You can do it at the waist, which is where this wound up. Okay, so that's one way to do a flower, all right? So let me show you a couple other ways, all right? Now, I want to show you it actually on my Carly here. I hope you can see it because it's a really busy pattern, but I'm going to undo mine. Now, I have a dress underneath mine, and I want you to see it. Or if I have really cute leggings, that I want you to see, I'm pulling it up a little bit at the bust. Look, it makes almost no difference at all, right? You can barely see my skirt under there. So if you want to wear this more like a tunic, there's a couple of places where you pull it up makes a difference, okay? So if I pull it up just a little bit like tummy area up, you can see a little bit of my skirt peeking out. That's kind of cute. This is still more like a dress, not like a tunic. So there's still quite a bit of coverage, and you say, oh, she's got something cute peeking out, okay? Kathy's skirt or a Julia, who knows? But what if I really want to wear this as a tunic? Well, instead of grabbing it from the midsection, grab it all the way from the hem and pull it up to wherever you want to pull it, okay? Now look how much of my skirt you can see. So when you do this, you wind up with a really big tail. You do, almost too big to make a flower. And so at this point, if you're going to make a big, big tail, you really want to do the tuck under and fold under like I showed you. So look, that's pretty big, right? That's really big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start folding and tucking up inside until it's still a pretty good knot, but it's not humongous like it was just a minute ago, okay? And so now you can see so much more of my leggings or so much more of my skirt. So where you choose to pull it up makes a big difference, and how big of a tail. If you make a great big tail, it's going to hike it up pretty far. If you make a smaller tail, it won't hike it up that far, okay? So you have lots of ways to play with this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is a variation of that little flower. Isn't that the cutest, okay? This is a Carly dress, and just so you know, most of our Carly dresses run a little large. Most ladies, it's all about the fit in the bust. So most ladies will go down 1 or 2 sizes, but let's say you find the print of a lifetime and it's you know, a little big for you and a little shapeless, or you just want a different look, okay? Well, this is the cutest thing you can do. Now, you can pull this up in the front. You don't have to do it in the back, but look what it does for the waistline. Look at that starburst pattern and that little waterfall along the back. It's beautiful. To make this happen, you're going to have to figure out where you want your flower, and then you're going to have to take your dress off to tie that knot, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to leave this turned around like this so you can see what we're working on. Okay, it's going to be right here, and we're going to do it on this mannequin. Hang on, I have to pull over some tools and a table so you can see what I'm doing. So first of all, take off the dress after you figured out where you want that knot, or you want that flower. So we're going to strip our girl here. Just a sec. This is one of those wonderful brushed Carlys. It's a brush Carly, and it feels magnificent, but it also likes to grab onto my mannequin fabric. So just a sec while I pull it off. Okay. All right, we'll put her aside for a second. All right, so let's say I've already figured out, this is my dress, and I've already figured out where I want my tail. The best thing to do is lay it on a table or lay it on a bed, okay? So let me move all this stuff over here, and I'm going to move my table over so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So I have a whole bunch of hair bands here. You don't need that many. For each flower, I'm going to tell you, you need one regular elastic, whatever size. So if you use a bigger one, you're going to have to twist it more times and to secure it better. I'm using one of the smaller ones, okay? Can you see the size? All right. This is one of the larger ones. So I would have to wrap this probably at least three times. This one I can probably get away with 2 or 3. 3 or 4, 2 or 3, okay? And then you're going to want to use, I need probably 3 of these teeny tiny clear, you see how little they are? Teeny tiny clear ones that are usually used for little girls' hair or for braids, small braids. I'm going to use 3 of them because when you do this flower, this part loves to pop off. It does. The rubber bands love to shoot around the room, and in fact, you're probably going to shoot a few around the room, so make sure you have plenty until you really learn how to do it, okay? And when you put your dress on, just do it kind of gently. It'll stay put as long as you don't go crazy. If you're going to do aerobics in the dress, it's probably not going to stay. All right, so here's my dress, and let's pretend I know exactly where I want my flower to be. And you're going to want to go about halfway. You want to make sure you're kind of on the midline of the dress. So here's my collar. Here's my shoulders, you know, somewhere around midline so that you're not wonky. And you're going to make a tail like I showed you before. Make a good sized one. And for that tail, I'm going to use a black elastic because it's a nice, strong elastic. And I'm going to make a pretty good sized tail, okay? I think I want that a little bit lower because it might look funny on the mannequin. All right, I'm going to make a good sized tail. You can make a smaller flower. Just know that it's a little harder to put those little clear elastics on. You'll see what I mean as soon as I'm done, okay? All right, so here you go. I've got a pretty good sized tail. Make sure it's all even on there. Okay. All right, there it is. So I have a pretty good sized tail right there. Oops, hang on. This is live. This is live, so it's not going to be perfect. All right, there we go. It's going to be perfectly me. How's that? Okay. All right, so there you go. Big old tail, right? You don't want to walk around with that on your back. That just looks crazy, right? Yeah. All right, but watch, the magic is going to happen. So remember how I showed you just a minute ago. Let's make sure you can see. Just a minute ago, I showed you how we're going to flatten that, right? And we're going to make that flower look happen. So you see how I'm pulling it and I'm flattening it. This is going to be the petals of my flower. Okay, so I've got it pretty flattened out and even the way I like it. Can you see that? It's huge. I know. I made a big one, but it's easier for you to see that way. You can make it smaller. All right. Now, this took me a little practice, you guys. So if I don't get it the first time, you'll have to bear with me, especially because I'm doing it on camera. Okay. So I took all 3 of these little tiny elastics and I put them on my fingers like this. I have them all ready to go. I'm ready to fire. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crunch this down. See, there's an elastic in there. I'm going to crunch that down and I'm going to pull it up like this. Do you see that? So that the inside of it, the elastic is inside there, okay? That's holding it. And I'm going to take all 3 of these guys and I'm going to put it on here. Put it on there in one fell swoop. Hopefully I did it right. It doesn't look like it. It looks like I got it a little off center. So hang on, I can fix it. See, it's not perfect, but it will be perfectly cute when I'm all done. Okay, so I did a little off center. So let me kind of reflatten it and make it more centered. You hear that ding, my iPad is going. Okay, so now I'm going to do that. Now it's centered. And you're just going to put that elastic on there, all 3 of them, all at one time. Don't try to do them one at a time. I did that, and oh, they went shooting everywhere. Okay, so now I've got these elastics on. Do you see that? All right, so now is the time to carefully fluff it and make it look beautiful, okay? So what you're going to do when you're doing that, I discovered if I don't keep my fingers kind of on that elastic, holding it in place with my fingernail, kind of holding it in place when I'm pulling and fluffing, they will shoot off, okay? So kind of put your finger on there so it won't come off. Like keep your fingernail kind of wedged into that elastic when you're pulling and adjusting, okay? You don't want it to pop off. I mean, if you do, it's no big deal. You'll just be chasing elastics. But let's do it right the first time. All right, so I'm keeping my fingers kind of wedged on that elastic all the way around while I fluff and I make this look like a beautiful little flower. Okay, and so I've done that. I've kind of pulled all my edges out. Did you see how I did that? I kind of pulled the edges out, kind of made it look flower-like. And now, look what we got. magic. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Tell me how easy that was. Okay, it was a little easy. Even I didn't do it perfectly. All right, so now you're going to see how it looks on our mannequin. So it's going to take a little trial and error for you because it's hard. You have to kind of eyeball it when it's not on your body. And remember what I said. Take it easy when you're putting this puppy on because they want to fly. They really do. So don't go crazy when you're putting it on. But after it's on your body, it should be okay. It's just the wiggling and such that carries on with the fabric while you're trying to get it on. Okay, and don't forget, my mannequin is crazy grabby. So it's going to be a challenge here. Be patient with me. Here we go. All right, my girl is dressed, more or less. There she goes. She's dressed. All right, so look what it did for us, too. Look what it did in the front. In the front, we've got just a little more. Do you see how much more definition we have in the waistline? So you have slenderized the dress. It's gone from being so much of a swing dress to slightly more fitted. It's still plenty of room. Look, she still has plenty of room. But then look what we did on the back. Look what we did on the back. We made this very pretty flower. We have this pretty waterfall here. And we have these gathers all the way around. And you can still adjust this if you're not crazy about how these gathers look. I mean, seriously, all you got to do is hang on to those little baby rubber bands and just do some adjusting. So hang on to this and pull it up and adjust it a little bit and it'll be fine, okay? So there, we did that. Yay! You know a couple ways to tie a knot now. Aren't you excited? Okay, so she looks pretty darn good. All right, and the last one I'm going to show you, this is new and amazing. When I saw it, I knew I had to do this for you. So it's going to take these little baby clear rubber bands. Let me get a couple more. Hang on. Got to go off camera to do that. And it's going to take some coins, okay? You get to decide. How big the coins are will determine how big these little buttons are. And when I talk about buttons, this is what I'm talking about. Did you see this on her? Do you see these? We have it gathered. It almost looks like it has little fabric covered buttons, doesn't it? And you get this beautiful ruching effect all the way across. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Super easy. All right, so here we go. Let me get a couple of these little rubber bands out. So these are the little tiny, and I'm going to recommend clear. You want clear. And I'm going to use a quarter, just a regular old quarter. You can use a dime, a nickel, whatever you have, okay? You'll just have smaller buttons. So these have to happen on the inside, all right? So you can decide if you want it to be really straight line. You're going to have to lay this on the bed or on a table to do it. If you only want one, do it on your butt. That's okay. But we have to reach up inside to make this happen. So I'm going to put another one right next to this one so that you can see how we do it. I'm going to try and turn it so you can see. Hopefully I can see it too. All right, so I'm going to reach up inside there, and I'm going to take my quarter. I've got my quarter. And I have the rubber band on the other hand, okay? All right, so I'm going to reach up inside. I'm going to put that quarter where I think I want that next button to be. Can you see that? So the quarter is inside there. And I'm going to just, oops, I'm going to drop the quarter because I'm doing it with the wrong hand. Oh, gosh, I don't know where it went. Hang on, let me grab another one. I'm always prepared. All right, got another one. Let me do it on this side because I'm using the wrong hand, and that's why I dropped it. Okay, I'm going to do it on this side, okay? It'll work either side, I promise. Okay, so quarter, rubber band. And so you're going to reach up inside and you're going to figure out where you want to place it. I think that looks pretty good. That looks pretty even. And so it's inside and I'm grabbing it. So go ahead and kind of squish it around so you hold it in place so you can get the rubber band on. Just hold it in place. And then you're going to put that rubber band right around it, just like that. Okay, so that wound up being a little bit low. It's pretty easy to adjust it, honestly. You just kind of take your thumbnail with that rubber band and you just kind of scooch the whole thing up a little bit, okay? And you get this cute little effect. Do you see that? Easy peasy, super easy, okay? I have seen people do it with a line just going straight down here. I've seen somebody do it right on the bust line right here, which is really cute too. I've seen lots of cute ways to do it, all right? And I forgot, I want to show you one more way. It's not to make a flower, but it is a really cute way to ruche, okay? So hopefully you got this. Easy, it couldn't be easier, right? It looks fancy, takes 2 seconds. All right, so one more way I want to show you, and it does involve, I like to do this when I'm actually wearing my Carly. again, you can do this with anything we have. But another nice way, if you're not going to use the flour to pull it in, I'm going to go ahead and take this one out. I know, ruin my beautiful work, right? Hang on. I'm going to take this one out so that we have some room. We have a little bit of dress to work with here. So 1 second while I untie this guy. There we go. All right, she's untied. There we go, popped it off. All right, so one more cute way to ruche without putting a flower outside, although a flower outside is really cute, is to literally make a tail on the inside of wherever you want the ruching to happen or the gathering to happen. This is super great on Julia dresses on the inside to make that starburst pattern that I told you about with where the little folds of fabric kind of help disguise the tummy. But I also like it on a Carly. So I like it under the bust. Sometimes I like it even in the bust, but under the bust I think is really cute. So when I'm wearing my dress, I will do this, okay? It's just the easiest way to do it. So you reach in your dress and you figure out where you want that ruching to happen. Like I said, right here under the bust is really good. So I'm going to take some of this fabric and I'm going to make a tail. I'm going to just pull it out like this, just temporary. Make a pretty good tail. So make sure that the elastic on here is pretty strong, is you know, tied on several times. So there you go. And then I have this going on, and then you just adjust, okay? I might have made that just a little bit high. Let me see. It's just a little bit high. I like it to fall under the bust line a little bit, but you get the idea, okay? So suddenly I have this cute little gather, and I have this going on right here. It's cute under the bust, it's cute over the bust too. But you can do this as well, all right? Do this on the inside, and you get a whole nother look on the waistline. I'm going to show you one more, and then we'll be done. And you get to practice and do this for yourself and share pictures with me to show me what you've done. All right, so I'll do this on a Carly, but I really, really like it on a Julia. But you will just take some fabric on the inside and make yourself a nice little tail. So I'm going to do it here. About the waistline is really nice. Okay, here we go. Just doing that tail with, 3 times for this small one. And I'm going to make a little tail. And you just adjust it until you like the way it looks, more or less. Okay, maybe I made kind of a big tail. We'll see. I don't know, it's kind of cute. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I made kind of a tail. You get that waterfall thing going on right there, which I really love. And look at that. It's almost a whole new dress that way. Same dress. That's why the Carly, the Julia, our Irma tunics, they're so popular in our maxi skirts. Oh, there are 15 ways to style a maxi skirt, and elastic is your best friend. But this is why our clothes are so darn popular, because you have the same clothes, but you can do so many things with them. They're very versatile, and even more important, soft. They're soft and comfy. All right, so that is my knot tying tutorial. I hope you liked it. Ooh, it's a little hot in here. Let me know how it worked for you. I'm happy to answer questions. The best way to get a hold of me is to join my Facebook private shopping group. It is Andrea Davis LuLaRoe VIPs. I will put the link under this video. And thanks for joining me. I hope it was interesting. I hope you learned something, and I hope you have fun with it. And bye.